beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm not feeling very good. I'm not feeling very well. That's why I'm talking kind of slow like this. Yes, I'm still bubbly and I'm still cheery and I'm still smiling even though I don't feel very well, but that's just the way I am. And I'm going to discuss that with you guys. Sometimes I wish that more people put YouTube videos on about being sick because then I don't know, it would make me feel a little bit better about myself. Anyway, so I'm up here in the guest bedroom, of course, because I'm very particular about my personal bed. I have my heated blanket. I have my laptop on my lap. I have my weighted blanket, I have my heated blanket underneath, which I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing, but it's keeping my tummy warm, and that's what's really bothering me. Like, I don't know, I have like, I'm not gonna get graphic because I don't know where anybody stands in the in terms of like graphicness, but yeah, I just feel nauseous and like wiped and all the things just want to come out, and my stomach is just raw and crampy. And it will go away, of course. Like, this isn't like that bad of a deal, but it's just like uncomfortable, and I can't, I don't know, you feel like you have to go to the bathroom every 5 seconds. You can't necessarily do music therapy when you feel this way, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I actually have just water in here, just hot water, because it like feels good to drink because I feel dehydrated. I probably should drink Gatorade, but I don't really like Gatorade. Even when I'm sick, I don't really drink Gatorade. Anyway, when it comes to music therapy, so actually, let's talk about this from a performer perspective. Can't even talk. So as a performer, you all know the deal, right? Unless you're throwing up, you perform. And sometimes you even perform when you're throwing up. Like, one of my favorite stories is about this guy who had a concert, a performance, ended up playing the performance like white as a ghost, and then had a bucket on the side of the stage. And like, that's what happens when you're a performer. Like, it's not unusual. But there's a difference between being a music therapist and being a performer, because number one, we do have that like wall, that fourth wall is broken, right? And then also, you know, you're working with patients who have compromised immune systems. So a lot of times music therapists, they still go to work, they still do their sessions. Maybe their sessions aren't like as great or as energized as they usually are, but they still have sessions. And I'm here to tell you that no. Like, right now, for example, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's like a 24-hour thing. I don't know if it's actually a virus. I don't know, and I didn't catch it at work, that's for sure. So when you're in a situation like that, you don't go to work, okay? Like, you just don't, because you don't want to be bringing in something to a population whose immune systems are compromised. And that's, I think, the main objective here, is that every facility has their own like spiel when it comes to calling out sick. In rehab facilities and long-term care, surprisingly, they're a little bit more lenient than like a specialized hospital or like a medical center. They're a little bit more, I guess, abrasive. They have more protocols to follow in terms of like going into the office sick. But I just say don't do it ever, 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 ever. Like, even if a common cold is going around the facility and you catch the common cold and you know you've caught it from the facility or from a patient, like in a preschool, for example, I still suggest staying home and calling out and taking the day off, because you really don't want to get patients sick. And I hate to say it, but you're probably going to put yourself through more stress taking the cough medicine, drinking the tea, bringing, like, the cough drops and all this stuff, and going to the bathroom and whatever else the case may be, maybe sitting while you're doing your guitar, like, sitting while you're doing your session. And that's not quality care. Like, personally, if I was paying for music therapy, I would much rather cancel the session than pay full price for a music therapist who isn't really feeling that great and isn't really providing the best care possible. So I recommend that all of you, regardless of what your procedure supervisor, manager says, if you're not feeling good and not feeling well, I apologize. My mother says the phrase, not feeling good. She always says good. Are you feeling good? Do you feel good? And it's well. So I still say the wrong grammar because that's what I was brought up hearing. But the point that I'm trying to make is that if you're not feeling well, don't go to work. And you might get back, like, you might get crap about it. I know I've gotten crap about calling out several times, especially when I worked in a rehab facility. And in case anybody was curious, I do have my job descriptions on LinkedIn, and you could find everything on Google too, just because I know I jump from job to job and I'm not very specific as to where I worked, but you could see it all there. So I ended up working in a specialized hospital, and then I went to a rehab, and at the specialized hospital, like, they didn't want you to come in at all if you were sick, right? So then that was what I was used to following, and I think that that's the best procedure in general, regardless of the population. But then I went to a rehab facility. This piece of hair is bothering me. Then I went to a rehab facility, and they didn't have such strict rules. Like, I don't even think I needed to get a flu shot because I wasn't direct care. I was like a therapist. Like, that's how laid back they were. But I was used to a very abrasive, procedure. So I ended up getting the common cold and / the flu, after I got the flu shot, and then I called out and I got in a lot of trouble. And I was like really embarrassed and scared and sad because, like, I was new at the facility. But looking back on my decision, it was the right decision, because regardless of the facility, like, patients have compromised immune systems. They wouldn't be patients if they didn't. And you gotta remember, you're not necessarily working in the ER where, like, a person, might have a stroke or a broken leg, but, like, overall they're fine. You know what I mean? You're working with people with developmental, physical disabilities for the most part, and all of them, regardless of age, have compromised immune systems. You're not working in the emergency room. You're not working in, like, wellness care, family practice, internal medicine. Like, you're not working in a facility that has patients whose immune systems are stronger. You're working with people, very, very vulnerable individuals. So regardless of the procedure at your facility, call out. And even if you get crap about it, like, you're making the correct decision for you as a therapist, because you need to rest, you need to take care of yourself before you can help others, and you're helping the patients not get sick or not get, like, threatened by this cold. A lot of people don't realize, but sometimes common colds to people with compromised immune systems can actually kill them. And that's something that really should be taken, like, super seriously at all facilities, even though it's not necessarily. So keep that in mind, that maybe a common cold, maybe a stomach bug, or whatever I got right now going, Maybe for me, like, you know, it's going to take a couple hours, run its course, and be done with it. But if a client with a compromised immune system got this same exact bug, it would probably wipe them out for a couple days, and it could potentially lead to death. So you always have to remember that, and know that taking yourself out of the equation, calling out, taking a day off, even if people respond negatively to it, it's the correct decision for the client, it's the correct decision for you, and it will make you the best music therapist that you could possibly be. Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.